This video is always going to be very memorable for me because I'm in Georgia in a snowpocalypse. Got a few inches of snow, very unusual here for Georgia. And so this video that I'm doing on the Dispatch, Utility Ruck, and Daypack is going to be very awesome. And so we're going to get to the studio to do the actual review, but I had to come out here and explore the winter wonderland just to put a stamp on the video. It's super cool out here. Of course, we never see this in Georgia. You probably see this maybe where you are. But anyway, let's get to the video on the Dispatch comparison video between the Utility Ruck and Daypack. Let's go. Yeah, so super fun day here, winter wonderland in Georgia. But now we're inside where it's warm and cozy, and we're talking about the Dispatch, at least two of their backpacks. Haven't done a review on anything from Dispatch, although on my initial research on brands and backpacks that I needed to do to just kind of have a baseline of reviews for this channel, Dispatch, the Daypack, kept coming up. So I have really no excuse of why I never got to it, but here we are finally with two fantastic editions. This is the Daypack and this is the Utility Ruck. You know, you put Ruck in a name and I'm gravitating to it. But today we're going to put these two kind of head to head just to show you the differences. Now, and it's probably good to start with dimensions. So here we are. Dimensions of these two are near identical. An inch or two here. They're both made out of 1680 ballistic material and a similar internal material, actually identical. I'll put that down below. But regardless, these are two, you know, in capacity, pretty similar, but they operate night and day differently. So what I'm trying to do here is give you a rundown of the differences so that you can make a decision when you're going to the Dispatch website on which one of these packs might be best for you. Now, I almost said utility. The Daypack is the classic design that is, you know, what most people gravitate to is this is a nice, perfect baseline of a everyday carry bag in terms of volume, features, you name it. And I cannot disagree. And really, you know, the major difference between these two is the opening of the bag. There's some other subtle differences, but the way they open is it's probably where you have to start, I would say. So the Daypack has a zipper, goes around to both sides of the bottle pockets. And so it's not full clamshell. Opens up for you to kind of access what you got going on. And it's a little bit stretched over here, mostly because this water bottle. Take that out. And so you can kind of get into it. One thing kind of prevents you from this thing folding down. More about that in a minute. It's also not standing very well. The Utility Ruck, again, the build quality on both of these is just fantastic. But the difference on this one is we have this protective flap. The bonus is you get a top pocket, which is cool. It doesn't go, it's not super deep. Pretty much a cell phone pocket for you. Would fit your biggest phones as it fits across. But really down to this seam is all, that's the far as that pocket goes. Nice little zipper garage, which is always a standout for me. I love that. Now, otherwise, you open into this by pulling down and releasing. It's got a little magnetic buckle. Very easy for it to attach itself and open up. And then to get into the main compartment, we have this U horseshoe style opening to get you into the bag. And then where this thing sits, very easy to just open up into it. Kind of reminds me, at least this part is sort of like the Evergood CHD half zip because it is half zipping. And again, this is a little bit easier if you're the type of person who's going to go to work, set this thing down, and just want to operate out of the bag. This one, you can do that, but it kind of depends on what you put in this front vertical pocket, which is one of its standout characteristics, because this one's better, I would say, on the go, because as you're kind of moving around, you know, again, this is, we always get into this left shoulder, right shoulder sling situation, but this is a right sling off, and then you can get into this top pocket and access things. So what's in here? Well, I've actually put a Cap 1 from Evergoods in there, fully loaded out. But beyond that, we have a nice little zipper pocket, kind of secure some things, maybe some cash. It's big enough for your passport, so you can put that in there. Then we have this little elastic loop in here to further organize. You can put some cords, charging cords for whatever you're going to charge. There's a tight one for an Apple Pencil or regular pencil, that kind of thing. There's another one. And then there's a key attachment point in this pocket. Again, nice color of brown on the inside. That's that other material. But it is cool that you can put something like that in the front. So those are the big, I would say, fundamental differences between these packs. This one is top. They're both top opening. But this one, you just got one zipper, you're into it. And again, if you didn't put the Cap 1 in there, you unzip. And you can also fold this thing down and get into it. So, you know, if you're not going to rock the Cap 1, then it's kind of similar, right? They look very similar. Now, I addressed and talked about the stand-up part of this one. You know, when I do the kind of the outside more, this one has a firmer padded bottom, and it is about an inch deeper, which allows it to stand a little bit easier than the Daypack. So that might be a difference maker. There's just more of a flexible bottom on this. I mean, there's a pad in there. It's padded, but it's not as rigid as the utility Ruck for sure. I kind of got into it before I wanted to get into it, so let's just zip these suckers up and get back to the outside features. What I was really trying to do is get to the fundamental differences before we talk about these subtle differences. And since, you know, apples to apples, I talked about the front pocket on this, which is a zip, secure, totally enclosed. There you are. This one has a front drop-in pocket with another layer of drop-in pocket organization. So I have a Cap 1 in there, and then we kind of fold in, we can zoom in, and this is 2 drop-ins and then this outer area. Now obviously, you're not going to put anything in here that you're worried about getting wet, because this thing is just it's not going to protect anything. The water is going to roll right in there. Material is going to protect it, but this pocket is probably on the go, maybe something you're going to just throw in there and move a little bit. Either way, I probably wouldn't put the Cap 1 out there unless I just wasn't worried about someone grabbing it or it falling out. So as a travel pack, I wouldn't necessarily put too much in there, but it is a nice convenient where I can put it easy, drop something in there versus others. Okay, now let's do total outside walkthrough. Let's the fronts, obviously the dimensions we looked at, very similar, plus or minus a ½ inch here or there. As we go side by side and on the side, the water bottle pockets are nice on both. Same material, slightly different setup. And the reason I say that is because the compression strap, first of all, they're not removable. Second of all, as we look at the utility Ruck, it's a little bit taller from the bottom. I mean, they're about the same, but it's maybe a ½ inch taller on the back of the utility or on the Daypack compared to the utility Ruck. We also have the same nice ballistic on the front, but on the back is this stretchy part which allows you to put bigger bottles in there. The compression strap is in a different spot. It is elevated on the Daypack, and it's right down in on the water bottle on the utility Ruck. And they're not removable, so they're in there. They're in it to win it. But you can detach with this little G-hook thing off the back to maybe secure a bigger item in there. Definitely for this one, you could drop in a tripod, secure it in there very easily with this, and you would be able to disconnect it from the back side. So there you go, right? Cool. That's water bottles, and they have it on each side. As we get to the back, identical harness system. Can't really say too much about, actually, a little firmer on the utility ruck. A little firmer padding in there. Slightly different, I would say. But almost identical. Load lifters with these nice little clips, which keep these straps from flying around. So motorcycle mode, these will be surefire winners. We have strap keepers down below, I thought. No, we don't. No strap keepers down here. We do have a fidlock style for the sternum strap, attached, adjustable. Those aren't my favorite. I just don't like to fiddle with those that way. Either way. The buckles they put on here are nice because they have a little curve in there, so it's very easy to lift and adjust. The handles, slightly different, just some webbing on the utility ruck. Webbing with this sewn-in Hypalon little tab, which is a nice little touch, like that. But, you know, they're pretty much the same. They both have removable luggage pass-through things, so you can put them in these little tabs or just take them out. And that's pretty much it. We have additional little attachment points in here, which is really nice. I'm not sure I would do anything else with a sort of hip belt, but you could definitely do that. Very comfortable bags overall. Nice, simple, basic, comfortable back panels, which are really nice. The bottoms, slightly different, as I already told you a little bit. And when I got the tape measure, and again, this one's a little more, the utility ruck is a little more firmer base. Kind of reminds me of that Yeti base that they put on that thing, ground control base plate kind of thing. It's a little bit like that. This one's just a little more rounded and not so substantial, but hurts its standability, definitely compared to the utility ruck. But we do have the ability to attach some other things with these straps down below, which I think is a great little bonus. If you wanted to put some things, you know, yoga mat, that kind of thing would be something I can imagine you putting on this one. And so those are pretty cool. And, you know, so that's the outside. Again, ballistic, all that stuff. Talked about water bottles. One thing I didn't talk about, we have these little built-in other attachment points, D-rings on both bags, which is super cool. You know, maybe that's where you put your keys, another little thing. Maybe you put your, you know, any sort of carabiner on there for something else, which is just a nice little thing. Cool. Now let's dive into the inside, talk about some of the differences to make it a little easier. We'll remove the cap one, as I already said. We'll take out the water bottles because those will get in the way a little bit. Let's see. Both of these on their front flaps have a zip pocket for you to put some stuff in, which is nice. And which is cool. You know, I just have a little charging brick on this side, don't have anything in there. It's a little bit bigger. Yeah, it's about the same. Looks a little bit bigger in the utility ruck compared to the Daypack compared to the utility ruck. I'll get it straight sooner or later. No other lower pocket, which, you know, no big deal. I have in the inside pretty much the same things. On the top part, I have a cap 2, which we'll get out of the way. And then kind of allows us to look at the back. One thing that I did tell you about the top pocket over here on the utility ruck, but I did not tell you on this side that we have an external laptop area, which is huge. And again, that is probably one of the fundamental differences. If you wanted external access to your laptop, then you definitely want to go utility ruck. And it is just one big pocket, slightly elevated for your laptop. Up to a 16-inch laptop will fit in there. In the back, and this is where we're a little different, this main big pocket in the back, which is secured by the same sort of magnetic clasp as we have on the sternum strap, protects this little pocket. Now on the utility ruck, that pocket is full depth. On the utility Daypack, it is perfectly sized for a regular sized iPad because it only goes down about here. So it doesn't go full depth on there because you're going to put your laptop on the outside. You wouldn't put your laptop on the inside. This is perfectly set up for a tablet. There is a second pocket down below on both, which is identical. Easy place for you to put the tablet on either side. On the utility Ruck, it's actually a sewn-in pocket. On the Daypack, it's actually full width, just like the other top pocket. So slight minor differences there, just how they constructed it. The design of these bags, now because this is a mid-ish, more top, probably 2/3, third to the front, we don't have any side pockets on the inside. On the utility Ruck, because the way this thing horseshoes open, we do have top pockets on the inside, which allow you to put some other things. This is maybe where your quick access cords are, deck of cards, that kind of thing. Charging brick, that kind of thing would go in there elevated. That pocket only goes to here and it's elevated. Down below, nothing. Just a straight up bottom opening to a pack, which is cool. Just had a packing cube in the bottom to just give it a little bit of base weight. Same thing over here. Now what's different, and the reason I have to take this one out, is because we don't have these top pockets because you just can't do it. They put them down below. So you do still have internal side quick access pockets, which would allow you to put some smaller items. They're just lower compared to the utility Ruck. So there you go. 2 pockets here, 2 pockets here, just the laptop on the outside, elevated on this, or elevated over here because your laptop's over here. So that's it. Those are the main differences between both of these fantastically built, classically styled packs. Now, if you go to their website, Dispatch, link in the description down below, they have R&D versions. They have a couple of really cool different materials they're building stuff out of, including Dyneema. I got ballistic nylon. And it's just like I said, really, really cool style of pack, classic designs that allows you to work out of them, go anywhere. And again, it just kind of depends on how you plan to use these. Would maybe one range of features stand out over the other? If you're a kind of run and gun, want access to all these things, then you would probably enjoy the Daypack more and more, just because you put it down, you get the laptop up, you put it in there, put the laptop back in there. Now you run around town and you want to get something in front, you sling this bag over, you get something, you hand it over, you put it back. You got bottles, you got everything. Great. You go over here, you got utility Ruck, very nice. Set it, work out of the bag, and then pack it all up and go. And which is really nice. I think that's cool too. I really like it. I think for me, if I were to redo or do a version 2 of this one, I would probably either make a zip across this or just maybe eliminate this whole thing. Probably put a zipper, just so I could have this more secure. Maybe put some sort of flap. Because the problem is when you put this thing in Ruck mode, which I do like the way that attaches though. That is a really, really fun thing. The problem is the water's going to run off right into this pocket. So just got to be aware of that. Don't put anything in the bottom of this pocket that you wouldn't want to get wet if it was raining or snowing. So, but it is cool to have nice access, quick, just drop in. Not a lot of people do that. Nice attachments. This one stands a heck of a lot better. It's a 1 inch deeper, and that base plate does a much better job of helping this thing stand. I'm not saying that Daypack doesn't stand, but the utility Ruck definitely stands more consistently. So what do you think? Do you have one of these? Or one of these your favorite? Was this the first backpack that got you into this whole carry game? Leave me a comment down below if that's what got you started, because I think this one, the Daypack, has been around for a while, and it is big cult following, and for a lot of reasons, because it's just solidly built, ballistic, gonna last forever. You're gonna just use it in a range of use cases, mostly everyday carry. You could use it for a travel bag. It wouldn't be bad for that, for a light weekend out of town kind of thing. But you know, for me, I'm just realizing, yeah, on the utility Ruck, you cannot separate the shoulder straps they're just in there. They're sewn in. But on the Daypack, you can unclip these and take them out. Can't store them anywhere. But again, that's kind of a military thing when it's on. If you were for some reason like incapacitated, they want to take the pack off without cutting it, they would just do that. But anyway, super cool. I really like the designs of these. I think they're standouts. You should definitely go check them out for a lot of reasons. Mostly because of the comfort and the utility of these, and just the fact that you just can't go wrong with load lifters. You're going to be able to wear this thing all day, all comfort for a range of durations. I didn't mention in the intro, but this video is long overdue. It's one of the classic, I would say, carry backpacks that a lot of people either start with or always come back to, and I can see why. The build quality is amazing, the feature set is fantastic, and it really just comes down to, do you enjoy the opening style of both of these, well, either of these bags if you have one of them, or maybe both. They're just a little different. Anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Watching this video all the way through helps the channel as well, but subscribers really do help in a lot of just different ways. Anyway, back to the Winter Wonderland here in Georgia. See you in the next one. See ya! I like this. Just solid. This thing will fall over. It just doesn't work. This doesn't work, but this thing